Hoi Hoi everyone, and welcome back to An Uncharted Life with Tara, and today I'm going to go over some tips and tricks of what I pretty much learned during the 12 months of a weight loss challenge I went through last year for 2025, and pretty much just giving everybody some love and some advice. If you want to see the playlist for that one, I'll link it up here in the corner, just so that for anybody who's maybe on a weight loss journey, you can pretty much have followed mine and then see all the ups and downs and everything that'll usually come with it. But that being said, I know in 2026, with the New Year's just have finished, there's a lot of people who made New Year's resolutions, and one of them is probably to either lose some weight, get fit, or a variety of other things that are like pretty much with regards to your health. And I figured I'd add my 50 cents pretty much from being on a 12-month situation of where I try to lose some weight, and just some lessons and tips and tricks that I learned along the way. So tips and tricks, number one for my weight loss journey was portion control. Now, I am someone who genuinely struggles when I know I've got chocolates, chips, and everything like that around me. So buying the smaller chocolates, the smaller chip packets and everything like that really did help me. However, also coming to the crew mess or the officer's mess or wherever I was able to eat, and instead of picking up the massive plate which I knew I was going to fill, like I always used to do it whenever I went up to the buffet, I would take the big plate, fill it all up. I started taking the smaller soup bowls and everything like that they have available, and I'd be like, okay, cool, this is what I'm allowed to eat for lunch and supper or breakfast. That is how I would kind of portion control myself, being okay, cool. And I started off small, so I'd be like, okay, cool, I can have a bowl and a small plate today, and whatever I can fit on those two things, that is what I am allowed to eat. And then of course, as you are going through the weight loss journey, the portion sizes kind of become smaller. Sometimes you start snacking a little more, and I remember I would go grab a whole bunch of different chocolate bars that would be 100 calories or something like that, and that would kind of be, I'd allow myself 2 of those, that way I could track calories and everything like that in a very non-calorie tracking way, but still be slightly portional control. And then number 2, my biggest issue with a lot of weight loss goals and everything like that I've ever set for myself is that you have this massive big goal that you want to achieve, and then you just instantly go straight for it because it's the new year, you're straight out the gate, you've got all the energy in the world to suddenly tackle everything, and then you turn around and you realize this is a very enormous goal, and then you kind of give up. So what I've realized as a nice little tip or trick, however you want to see it, is give yourself challenges. So one of the challenges I gave myself when I was on board is I did 30 days of eating more fruits and vegetables. I got sick quite a bit when I was on board, so I was maybe I need to increase my vitamin C intakes, fruits and vegetables, just to maybe help my immune system and help my system be a little stronger. I don't think it necessarily worked, but I did eat a lot more fruits and vegetables, which is something I'm not really good at when I'm on board, because I have the tendency to pretty much forget to eat fruits and vegetables. I just kind of go for meat and pasta because it's really quick and easy, that I just am able to scoff it down. So it was really good for me because I was able to get a lot more fruit and vegetables in my diet at that point in time. And another challenge that I did was pretty much 30 days no desserts. I didn't completely stick to this one. There were days where I failed, but at least then I tried to go 30 days without having any desserts or any chocolatey goodies and all of that stuff, which was really good because then I was able to get rid of all the stuff that was in my cabin, so I wouldn't want to snack on a lot of things. So have some challenges preset that you're going to do, whether it is a case scenario of also not eating out and trying to finish everything that is in the actual food pantry at home, because there is a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't finish throughout the year. So make sure you give your pantry a good old clean in one of the challenges where you try to eat everything that's in there for the whole month and spend as little on groceries as possible, as well as takeout, or even challenge yourself to not do any takeout for a month and see how well you do there. So don't forget to challenge yourself and keep the challenges new and interesting. So always have maybe some 2-week challenges or some 30-day challenges in your back pocket so that you can actually do some of them to keep your goal and your achievements alive, and make sure that those challenges do align with what you're trying to achieve. That usually really helps you meet your goals 10 times quicker. Then, number 3, find the right exercises for you. Now, what most people will do is they'll pretty much go, okay, we're gonna start a gym membership and we're just gonna run the treadmill for like 3 hours a day and try to lose all the weight that way. It's really not a good idea for you to just like go full force into one particular kind of workout. So I recommend giving everything a try. I remember when I had a gym membership, I tried the Zumba classes, I tried the Pilates classes, I tried the yoga classes, there was some step classes as well, some HIIT training. So I tried a whole variety of stuff, and I found that like I really liked yoga and Zumba. Not too much of a fan of Pilates, but I think that was because I didn't like the teacher. She was really, really mean. She was a really old, mean, grumpy lady, and that could also then create a biasness towards you, because now I really don't ever want to try Pilates again, even though it's probably really, really good. But give it a try, also with different instructors and everything like that. Like I, for example, took up Lyra, and I thought it was really, really great because I was working on my arm strength and my core strength, as well as my leg strength, all at the same time, while trying to pretty much look pretty, doing all of these like crazy little tricks on a like round hula hoop circle thing, which is still called a lyra, but I don't know how else to describe it to people who don't know what a lyra is. And that was a lot of fun for me, but these are things that I'm unable to do on board because the exercises that are available, like, you know, all the different Zumba classes or Pilates classes that are available on board by the crew for the crew, are usually when I'm working, which also then led me to pretty much try strength training. And I have found, even though I hate doing ab day, I love leg day, arm day I'm on, but like being able to pick heavier lift, like weights and everything like that, that pretty much makes me feel very strong and very independent. So give everything a try. And I also learned the hard way, don't be shy asking some of the big buff guys to help you out, or even the chicks in the gym. They're more than happy. They know where the beginner is, so don't be shy in asking them for help, which is pretty much tip number 4. Don't be shy in asking for help, because everybody remembers what being a beginner was like. So don't be shy. Also, when you are the person who now has all the information and knows exactly what to do, you can also help someone who's completely new in the gym. So the gym in the correct environment is a very happy, healthy, positive, supportive place. If you've got the wrong environment, it can be a little toxic. So on board a cruise ship, it's usually a very positive environment because we kind of know everybody. But like, make sure you give all the exercises a try, going back to point 3, because I've now gone on a full little loop circle here. Give different exercises a try to find out what works for you, and experiment. Experimentation is going to be your best friend in trying to figure out what you want to achieve. Unless of course your goal is to like run a marathon, then you're gonna have to do the running. But anything like that, when it comes to like weight loss or anything, try to find fun, different things. And of course, going back to point number 4, which was, you know, find support, be support to the newbies, and ask for help. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. Number 1, no one started off brilliant, no one started off perfectly, so do that. Number 2, Google is also your best friend when it comes to like trying to figure out how things go. There's so many Instagram and TikTok accounts. Try to find the good, positive ones, please. There's a lot of toxic negativity out there in the gym industry, which is really bad, but try to find the really nice ones that have got like plenty of explanations on how to do a variety of different exercises, and really use that as your starting block for everything, because that is the kind of community you want to be in when it comes to like the gym world and everything like that. Then number 5, find the right products. Now I am a very, very big and firm believer in creatine. I've looked up all of the research and everything like that. I think it's been very good and very helpful for my body. However, not many people will agree with me on that one, and that is okay. But find the right products to also help you out. I personally would not be able to do most of my contracts if I didn't get the pre-workout, which is a little bit of an energy booster to make sure that I can actually get through my workout and then get through the rest of my evening that I have prepared, because otherwise all my energy would be gone during the workout and I would want to just go straight to bed. Also, I'm a very, very big firm believer in the protein powders. There have been days where I have woken up so sore from going to the gym and not have taken my protein powder that I do think that the protein powder does help me. I know some people would just, well, I've had the situation happen where I've had a team member just yell at me that I need to eat proper food, and that is not the kind of support that I needed at that point in time. So I know how horrible it is to be trying to find supportive team members and a support group when they're not agreeing with you. But find the right products for you and your body and what your goal is and what you're trying to achieve, because that is half the battle right there. Then number 6, start small. I know that this sounds ridiculous, but please start super small with your goals. If you have got this massive goal, you are going to have major imposter syndrome, probably a little bit of anxiety. You might even get super sad, maybe even depressed. I dare not say that, but some people I know get depressed when they turn around, the scale goes up, and the whole point is that they're trying to go down. Make sure you start small. So if you want to lose 10 kgs or 10 pounds throughout the year, then you know you got to lose about probably a pound to a kg a month, and that is how you're going to track yourself, and you're going to slowly try to lose that every month. And don't then double it up because the one month you went higher or everything like that. Don't do that. Just start small. Make small manageable goals that'll help you out, because otherwise you are going to wreck yourself before you even finish a month or 2 months into achieving your goal. Then tip number 7 that I have for you is don't take the scale as a final measurement. What I did with my whole actual time frame when I was trying to lose weight is I took bodily measurements. So I got a tape measure and I measured every inch of my body at the end of every month to kind of see what the differences were. And I kid you not, the scale was staying the same, but the measurements around my body were changing. I was losing weight in areas that I physically could not tell I was losing the weight in, and the scale was staying the same and not really changing or moving, which made me feel very, very, very disheartened. However, because I had those measurements and I keep seeing those measurements go down, that is what kept me in the game. Obviously, what absolutely destroyed me when I was in last year was actually coming back home and just eating all the good food that I wanted to eat. I went a little off the bandwagon, and I know where I went wrong, so I'm okay with that. I know where my flaws are. But make sure that you are measuring yourself, because that is going to be an absolute game changer for you to be able to see. One, if you're trying to grow muscles or anything like that, then you can at least be able to tell how much you've grown by, or if you're trying to lose weight, you can at least see how many centimeters or inches you have lost throughout the whole month. And I kid you not, some days you're going to not believe what the tape measure is going to be telling you, and keep track of all the records. That way you'll see what's actually happening. And final tip number 8, you need to be in the right mindset. Now, I know this is going to sound absolutely terrible to everybody else. Here's the thing. If your mindset is just, oh, I need to lose the weight, oh, I need to lose the weight, oh, I need to lose the weight, you're never going to lose the weight. You're going to lose the weight, then you're going to put on more when you finally reach the goal weight. You're going to probably double or triple what you originally were and put on all the weight back in a very short time frame. You need to have the correct mindset as to why you are doing this. Me, for example, I am only really going to the gym and trying to look after my health and lose weight and everything like that because my partner and I, we know we want to have a long, happy life together. Unfortunately, a long, happy life where I'm able to still walk and talk when I'm 80 and everything like that involves me going to the gym now and looking after my body now so that I can reap those benefits in years to come. He's with the same mindset. He goes to the gym, one, because it's also a very good stress reliever for him and everything like that, but because he wants to be there with me in the long run, if nothing bad happens, of course. But that's the thing. With going to the gym, you can pretty much do a lot of activities and everything like that further on in your life because you've been practicing to lift weights, and it doesn't have to be heavy weights, it just needs to be a light workout possibly, and then you can keep yourself healthy for a longer period of time. If you are going into this with no proper reason, you will not see results. And that is something that has taken me probably years of New Year's resolutions going, I'm gonna lose weight this year, I'm gonna lose weight this year, like this year I'm gonna become like super hot. No, all of that is not a good valid reason. If you've got a good valid reason as to why you need to lose weight, whether it's health conditions, family, or a partner, those are better reasons and a better goal for you to lose weight as well as reach your fitness goals than, oh, I just want to lose weight and look good. What is going to keep you motivated? That mindset won't keep you motivated. However, turning around and going, I need to worry about my health, or I need to worry about my family, I want to be there for my family, that is a lot better of a motivator when you hit the low that always happens, than when you're running on the highs of being grateful of like, oh yay, I've lost so much weight already and it's only been 2 months. Trust me, the highs come with the lows, and you need a good motivator. Obviously, if you're doing something like a bodybuilding competition or anything like that, pretty much the motivation is there to like look really, really good so you can win the competition. But please note that is a very, very extreme example that I'm using there. You need an everyday example of why you want to stay motivated to go after these goals, and that can sometimes be the thing that makes it or breaks it for you. But I hope that this has been a very positive video for everybody and a very helpful video for everybody, and I want you to know that at the end of the day, no matter what your goal is, no matter what you achieve from the beginning of this year to the end of the year, if you give up, start again, and all of that stuff, you are amazing, you are wonderful, and you've got this. And if this has got absolutely nothing to do with the New Year's goal that you want to achieve, but just a goal you want to achieve in general, I'm rooting for you, I am in your corner, and I cannot wait to see what all of you guys have to say. Otherwise, my name's Tara from An Uncharted Life. Thank you for joining me for all the highs, all the lows, and everything in between. Have a fantastic day, folks, and bye!